Madonna in a modern-day love triangle with Rupert Everett and Benjamin Bratt.
Come in.
A classic rock anthem gets electroshock therapy.
Rupert kept bugging me and saying, you should do a remake of it for the soundtrack. And I'm like, no way, I'm not going to do that.
Plus, the on-screen resume of pop music's least camera-shy star. Movies, music, and Madonna. It's the next best thing edition of Hollywood and Vinyl. Madonna's been straddling the borderline between movies and music since Desperately Seeking Susan 15 years ago. Singer, songwriter, actress, producer. She's the whole package.
Every time I'm in a movie, everybody asks me to do a song for it, you know. I don't think they can resist.
Madonna's newest movie endeavor, The Next Best Thing, is no exception. This time out, she contributed 2 new songs, including a remake of Don McLean's 1971 classic, American Pie. As the film's soundtrack producer, Madonna knows the power of a good tune.
You can make or break a scene with music. You can make a really boring scene suddenly come to life with a great song. And if you have the wrong song, you can drag it down.
A juicy plot doesn't hurt either. This is a bedtime story with a kick. Rupert Everett's character Robert and Madonna's Abby seem to be the perfect couple. There's only one hitch. Robert's gay.
You're the only woman in the world that I would like to be.
They're very close friends. They know everything about each other. He is the person maybe that she has compared all her boyfriends to, but of course he's always been unavailable to her.
Too Many Cocktails takes these 2 best friends to a new level of intimacy.
On 4th of July, they have one too many drinks, and suddenly these 2 best friends who've known each other for so long end up having sex. And after they've had sex, they have a big argument and decide never to see each other again. But 1 month later...
I'm pregnant with your baby.
For the sake of their son, Abby and Robert set aside their differences and set up housekeeping.
I want to be the baby's father. Forever and always. One more thing. I can't be a husband.
You just have to be a father. And a friend.
His relationship with his son is the thing that really defines the whole of his life, finally.
Why don't you sleep in Mama's room?
She snores. She snores like a great big old helicopter taking off.
The story is about what makes a good father. Is it blood? Is it commitment? You know, some of the types of people that we think would classically make bad fathers make very good fathers. And I think what it tells us is the family circle has to enlarge.
We have to embrace and accept families that are different. What makes a family is not necessarily what, you know, we were brought up to believe.
Hi, this Abby Reynolds' house?
Come in.
When Benjamin Bratt's Ben Cooper enters Abby's life, this quirky family affair turns into one crowded house.
We're best friends. No, we're closer than that. Robert's my family.
She falls in love with someone else. You get the feeling that she falls in love for the first time ever with a guy who reciprocates 100%.
He decides to marry her, and of course, the result of that is that it disrupts the balance, the kind of domestic bliss that has been established up until now between Madonna and Rupert's character.
And at that time, almost at the moment it's too late, is when I figure out how much I love and need her.
All this makes for plenty of on-screen tension. But when the cameras weren't rolling, Madonna and the boys were having a ball.
I mean, there's emotional moments in the movie, and there were times when there was tension on the set, but for the most part, we had a blast.
Working with a friend is always a sink or swim situation. Either it goes very badly or it goes very well. And with us, it went very well.
There's a bit of a conspiratorial nature between the two of them, the way they interact. You know, they're sitting off in a corner, kind of most likely gossiping about someone or another. And a lot of times I was let in on that, so it was fun. You know?
I wish all of my movie-making experiences were like that, because it was so much, we had a lot of fun.
Madonna's real-life friendship with Rupert Everett only helped their on-screen chemistry.
I very much wanted to access ourselves and everything about us in this movie. Not that the character of Abby is exactly like Madonna, nor the character of Robert is exactly like me, but a lot of it is. And so I think a friendship and any feeling that you have, I agree with what the Hindus say, a camera does suck stuff out of you, and that feeling I think can come across to an audience.
And I love the idea that I could be in a movie with Rupert and work with him. I think he's fantastic.
Rupert called in a friendly favor when he begged Madonna to retool American Pie for the film's soundtrack.
It was Rupert's idea, and it just kind of like took on a life of its own. And we were all humming it on the set all the time, and Rupert kept bugging me and saying, you should do a remake of it for the soundtrack. And I'm like, no way, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to cover a classic song like American Pie, even though I loved it when I was a child. But I don't know, somehow I got talked into doing it.
It's a great millennium song. And also Madonna singing, I knew if I had my chance I could make the people dance. From this side of the millennium, looking back on the 20th century, kind of was like spine-tingling.
Madonna's version gave new life to the 70s classic. It also gave her pal a chance to find his voice.
Well, I was in the studio already with William Orbit working on other music, and Rupert sort of kept showing up and, you know, saying, have you done it yet? So finally we did. I think we did a pretty good job. And then Rupert, of course, is singing backup vocals, and that was his idea as well. He had no idea he could sing. He's full of surprises.
Yeah. Madonna gets all misty-eyed.
I wrote that song for Sean. I was married to him at the time.
And a round of Trivial Pursuit, Madonna style. Which film first cast her as a lounge singer? The answer, next. You may make a movie.
If I'm going to write music for a movie, I've got to really be moved by the idea of the movie or the storyline of the movie, because it's got to inspire me to write a song.
She's very good at getting the right song to fit the mood of the film.
Madonna wasn't even in 1986's At Close Range. She did Live to Tell as a favor for her ex-husband.
I'm very fond of Live to Tell, and I wrote that song for Sean. I was married to him at the time, and he asked me to write a song for his movie, and I was really proud of that.
A man can tell about the life. I've learned my lesson well. Hope I live to tell the secret I have learned. Till then, it will burn inside of me. And you can dance.
Some of Madonna's most memorable roles made more of a fashion statement than an artistic one. Her first starring role made the Madonna look a must in food courts around the world.
Susan! What are you doing here?
I got good news and bad news. What do you want to hear first?
You said you were going to leave.
Okay, good news first. Your wife isn't partners with the greaseball.
Susan, my wife has just been picked up on the Lower East Side, escaping from her gun-toting pimp.
Not a pimp.
She's not a pimp.
She's not a pimp.
1985's Desperately Seeking Susan unleashed a tidal wave of rubber bracelets, crucifixes, and peroxide hair misters. It was the epitome of boy toy style. Into the Groove was the theme song.
Get into the groove, boy, you got to prove you're up to me. Yeah. Get up on your feet, yeah, step to the beat, boy, what will it be?
By 1987, Madonna took the lead in Who's That Girl? It was the movie's theme song that drew the biggest raves.
Her heart is on the street to Florida, from it to York. Now you're falling at her feet, you try to get away, but you can't.
The 90s saw Madonna trying on a more sophisticated look. In Dick Tracy, she got to vamp it up as Gangster Moll, Breathless Mahoney.
I chose to do Dick Tracy because it was a great script, and I loved the character of Breathless Mahoney, and I really wanted to work with Warren Beatty, and no one else could play her part but me.
The movie songs, written by famed composer Stephen Sondheim, presented a pretty big challenge.
I just tried to do them justice, because they were very difficult songs to learn, and they were incredible songs, and it was a great learning experience, because when I first heard them, I just said, I can't sing those kind of songs.
I'm gonna love you like nothing you've known. I'm gonna love you when you are alone. Sooner is better than later, but lover, I'll hover, I'll plan. This time I'm not only getting, I'm holding my
Madonna's sizable myth was finally laid bare in 1991, when her Blonde Ambition tour was painstakingly documented in Truth or Dare.
You want to talk at all off camera? She has nothing. She doesn't want to live off camera. Why just talk? There's nothing to say off camera. Why would you say something if it's off camera?
just one day out of life. It would be so nice.
1992's A League of Their Own was another grand slam for Madonna. Even co-stars Tom Hanks, Gina Davis, and Rosie O'Donnell were starstruck.
I was nervous when I was going to meet her for the first time, because what do you say? Well, now, how are you? Now, and aren't you a woman with global influence? Well, you sure are.
I think she's amazing. She's incomprehensible. She's like this phenomenon or something. She has beautiful lyrics and beautiful poems, and she really knows what she wants to do. I have tremendous respect for her as a person and an entertainer.
This Used to Be My Playground brought out the sentimental side of this bittersweet comedy.
This used to be my playground. This used to be our pride and joy. This used to be the place we ran to, that no one in the world could dare destroy.
Madonna's songwriting touched a nerve once again in 1994's With Honors. This is I'll Remember.
I'll remember.
Coming up, Madonna steals some mojo.
Everywhere I go, everybody knows.
Guess which Madonna flick tops her list? The answer's next. What musical movie experience is closest to Madonna's heart?
You must love me. You must love me.
Evita is number one. I loved doing the music and learning it and singing it. And there's a couple of songs in that film that break my heart that I'm really moved by it.
You must love me. Don't cry for me, Argentina.
The songs from Evita, written by Tim Rice and Andrew Lloyd Webber, were so tough on Madonna's pipes that she spent a year holed up with a vocal coach to prepare for the role.
She would handle so many different difficulties to do this movie. The risk of singing in a movie. This is not a video clip, it's a 2 hours and 15 minutes movie that you have to carry all the way through. And in the way she comes to the screen is gorgeous.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is I never I kept my promise. Don't keep your distance.
It gave me the chance to be as creative as I could be as an artist. It gave me the chance to really fully realize myself as an artist. It gave me a chance to express myself in so many ways, and it made me feel very proud of myself.
She'd never gotten a chance to express herself like this before. Beautiful Stranger from 1999's Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, let Madonna poke fun at her own super sexy.
I usually tend to write music in a really cinematic way. I have a visual going in my mind anyway, so it helps to have guidelines to work within in the film. Like, I like it when someone comes to me and says, can you write a song about so-and-so and so-and-so, and then this happens and that happens. Because when I write music, I don't have any guidelines. In a way, it's more freeing to, like, have some rules.
Her ability to capture the essence of a film through her music is really uncanny, I think. Again, it just points to her being right on point, really in touch with what's going on. I mean, if anything, she's proven over the years that she really knows the pulse of pop culture.
Everything she's done is alarming in how far it moves forward from what she's done before.
From bustiers to Buddhism, from mall queen to maternity ward, Madonna is forever moving forward as an actress and as a musician. Now with the next best thing, it looks like, once again, Madonna's on to the next big thing.
Did you write a book of love? And do you have faith in God above? If the Bible tells you so. Now do you believe in rock and roll? And can music save your mortal soul? And can it teach me how to dance real slow? Well, I know when you're in love with him, 'cause I